One thing she must remove from her bedroom. It caused pain and delay. Bella and Victor's love story is one for the books. They met in college, drawn to each other by a shared passion for literature and music. Their connection grew over time, and it wasn't long before Victor proposed in the most romantic way, during a weekend getaway to a serene beach resort, with rose petals spelling out, "Marry me," in the sand. Bella said yes with tears in her eyes, and plans for the wedding began. Their wedding was a grand celebration held in Bella's hometown, attended by a multitude of family members, friends, and well-wishers. It was a day filled with joy, laughter, and heartfelt blessings. The couples received countless gifts, from kitchen appliances to handmade crafts. One gift stood out: a beautiful carved wooden image of a serene woman holding a baby. It was striking in its detail and craftsmanship. Bella was drawn to it, believing it symbolized fertility and love. She displayed it prominently in her bedroom, convinced it brought warmth to their home. Life as newlyweds was blissful. They traveled, built a home together, and advanced in their careers. But as years passed by, the absence of a child began to weigh heavily on them. Bella tried to remain hopeful, but the silent judgment of society, the probing questions from relatives, and the monthly disappointment began to dip into her spirit. They consulted numerous doctors and specialists, each giving them the same confusing news. Medically, they were fine. Victor remained a pillar of strength, constantly reassuring Bella that their love was enough. But even he had his moments of private despair. Together, they faced baby showers, birthdays, and family gatherings, always smiling through the pain of their own emptiness. 20 years into their marriage, Bella and Victor had moved homes several times, always taking their belongings with them, including the image of the woman holding a baby. No matter the decor or the style of their new home, that image always had a place. It had become a silent fixture, a part of their journey. One sunny afternoon, Bella received a surprise visit from an elderly woman named Mrs. Grace, a distant aunt from her mother's side. Wise, soft-spoken, and deeply spiritual, Mrs. Grace had a reputation for discernment and insight. As she walked through their home, her eyes fell on the image. She paused, studied it for a long moment, and her expression changed. "Bella, where did you get this?" she asked. Bella explained it was a wedding gift. Mrs. Grace nodded slowly, then turned to Bella with a grave look. "This image is not what you think it is. It carries a cause." Bella was stunned. Mrs. Grace explained that spiritually, certain symbols and objects can carry intentions, both good and evil. She felt in her spirit that this image was designed to block fertility, even though it looked like a symbol of fertility and fruitfulness. "Who gave it to you?" she asked. Bella couldn't remember exactly. The gift had been many, and the giver hadn't included a name. Mrs. Grace advised her to forgive anyone she might be holding a grudge against, and to ask for forgiveness herself, cleansing her spirit. Mrs. Grace said forgiveness breaks the chain of darkness. Bella followed the instructions, spending a night in prayer and reflection. She forgave people who had hurt her over the years and released any bitterness she had unknowingly held. The next day, Mrs. Grace guided them as they removed the image. They took it outside and with solemn prayers set it on fire. Bella watched it burn, feeling both pain and relief. Weeks passed. Life felt lighter and calmer. Then one morning, Bella felt strange, dizzy, nauseous. Assuming it was nothing, she went about her day until Victor urged her to take a pregnancy test. They both held their breath as they waited for the result. It was positive. Bella wept. Victor held her tightly, speechless with joy. The news spread like wildfire among friends and family. After 2 decades of sorrow, their miracle had arrived. Her pregnancy progressed smoothly, and 9 months later, Bella gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Their home was filled with laughter and the cries of new life. During the baby's dedication ceremony, a familiar face appeared among the guests. Angela, Bella's childhood best friend. She had disappeared years ago, their friendship having faded after the wedding. Angela asked for a private conversation. With tears in her eyes, she confessed to being the one who had given Bella the cursed image. She admitted she had been consumed by envy. "You had everything going for you," Angela sobbed. "A loving husband, a beautiful life. I struggled with everything. I couldn't stand it. I wanted you to feel pain too." Bella listened silently. When Angela finished, Bella said, "Mrs. Grace told me to forgive everyone who wronged me. I did, and I meant it. So I have already forgiven you. But I can't continue this friendship. Some wounds leave scars." Angela nodded in shame and walked away. Bella returned to her family, holding her baby close. Their marriage waxed stronger with more love, more joy, and fulfillment. Thank you for watching.